Imagine this. You are trapped inside of a room and it's on fire. The walls are caving in, there's smoke all around you, you can't breathe, there's nowhere to go. The only thing that can save you is a substantial amount of money that you don't have. This is exactly what people who struggle with mental health issues face every single day. They don't have access to therapy, they don't have the financial situation able to get themselves help, so they're just stuck in that burning room. Today, I'm not going to only inform you about mental health issues, I'm going to persuade you on why we need to make therapy free for people who severely struggle with mental health issues. The reason why I'm credible enough to tell you guys about this is because I've done extensive research on it, as well as people in my own life who I see could have benefited from getting therapy, but they just simply didn't have access to it. So first, I'm going to be discussing the need for change, why we really need to make mental health therapy free for people. Second, I'm going to be talking about the plans I have to make this change. Lastly, I'm going to be talking about the benefits of having free therapy for people who struggle with severe mental health issues. I'm not talking about like your day-to-day, I'm talking about people who struggle with PTSD, trauma, severe anxiety, depression, like people who really, really need to get help. For my first main point, I'm going to be discussing the need for change, why we need to make therapy free for people who struggle. According to the CDC, Suicide Data and Statistics 2025, almost 50,000 people died from suicide in 2022. From suicide in 2022. That's a crazy statistic. That was only 3 years ago, and that is not okay. We need to make mental health therapy free for people who struggle with this. The cost of therapy is simply unaffordable. Insurance usually doesn't cover it. A lot of people just have to pay out of pocket, and that's something that they can't do. Without being able to access therapy for mental health issues, people who struggle often have their symptoms get worse over time. So people that start struggling with it, they can get help immediately. They're going to be so much better off that someone has been struggling for 10 plus years and hasn't been able to get therapy at all. Free therapy for people who are battling with mental health could save someone's life because, like I said, early intervention is key to prevention. We don't want to make any decisions that we regret, so we really need to get people in and get them seen, get them help that they need. According to the American Psychological Association, around 75% of people showed improvement after only 6 months of therapy. So this just proves my point that therapy actually really does work if people had the money or the access to it. People who struggle with mental health not only affect themselves, but they affect everyone around them, their coworkers, their family, their friends, their social life. Access to therapy wouldn't only improve that individual's life, but it would improve everyone around them as well, creating just a more positive society, more positive work environment, all that stuff. According to Eldemir, mental health issues can cause a person to have a decreased quality of life, which is so sad, decreased productivity, and even employment and physical health. One of the things that we learn from a young age is to work out and eat healthy, be strong, and do all those things. So why aren't we treating mental health like the same exact way? Knowing that mental health decreases all of those things. People who struggle, they're not going to go to the gym. They're not going to work out, be healthy, eat good, take care of themselves. Now that I've discussed the need to make mental health therapy free for people who really struggle, I'm going to move on to my plan that we're going to put in place to make this happen. To make therapy free for people who really need it, we can make a program. So individuals can go to their physician, they can be evaluated, and they can either be approved or denied. And then the therapist can be paid by the government. Creating this program would not only help the individuals get access to free therapy, but that ensures that the system doesn't get taken advantage of because we have a physician or a doctor weeding out the people that might be wanting to take advantage and just get free therapy, even though they don't really struggle. Each individual, they could fill out a questionnaire either online or in person, and they can answer questions about their financial status. They can put their pay stubs in. They can have a extenuating circumstances box. They can put trauma they've had, if they're a single parent, they're a veteran. All these factors that really contribute to someone not being able to afford therapy and getting the help that they need. Having a doctor involved promotes early diagnosis and treatment, which we stated earlier is the key to prevention. Doctors can offer lifestyle changes, habits, and advice for their patients. So even if someone who fills out the form goes into the doctor's office and they don't get approved, they're still seeing a doctor. The doctor can offer them like lifestyle changes, like go outside, go for a walk, talk to your friends and family, even like online free resources, books, podcasts to read, stuff like that, to help this individual, because really just like talking to someone sometimes makes the biggest difference. According to Weissman, only 33% of people hold trust in the healthcare system. So this could be a great pathway to improve the healthcare system and show people that they are cared for and deserve the trust of doctors, therapists, and the government. Doctors and therapists are highly trained. Whether they're trusted or not, they are trained, so they make a good candidate to be able to, again, weed the people out who don't necessarily need help and people who really struggle and really need help. Moving on, now I'm going to discuss the benefits for making therapy free for people battling with mental health and how we can make this change happen. I understand there can be many reasons why people feel therapy for mental health can't be free. I understand that, I get that. But there are ways we can help. These are our friends, these are our family members, our coworkers who are struggling. We want them to succeed in our society. For the people who don't think it's fair to get free therapy based off mental health issues or financial hardship or even financial status, think about the beginning of the speech. Those people, about how they feel. They're in a room and it's burning. Like, they have no way out. They're stuck. They don't have the money for it. Like, think about that. If that was your mom or your sister or your dad, you would save that person. People all over the world die because of mental health issues, and people are people. We need to be saving each other and helping each other as best as we can. According to the CDC, the 3 leading things that used in a suicide in 2023 was a firearm, next was poison, and then the next was suffocation. This is absolutely devastating, and we need to make mental health therapy free for people who really need it. The year is now 2025. It's time to make a change. There are countless movies, podcasts, articles, and books talking about the severity of mental health issues. This is like an open conversation no matter what social class you're in, no matter how much money you have. It's a really big issue. We're finally able to talk about it, so it's finally a point where we need to make this change. According to the CDC, people over the age of 85 had the highest suicide rate in 2023. Think about this. These people are retired, they mostly have families and a whole life full of memories, and they chose death over life. Therapy can create a sense of purpose for someone who really needs it, provides them with a safe place to go, talk about their trauma, and get the help to live a better life. In conclusion, I feel strongly that therapy should be free for people who have severe mental health issues. We can create a happier and healthier society for future generations to come. Today, I talked about the need for therapy to be free for people who are battling with mental health issues, the satisfaction of this need, and the visualization of this plan. Now I have a list of different ways we can make this plan a reality and make true change in our society. Call your local county, talk to them, ask them about programs that they offer for free mental health, and if they don't, ask how you can make that happen in your community. Now that you know the risks of people not being able to get the help, you can be an advocate for them. Donate to pro bono therapy offices to keep them open and funded while we work on making this change happen. Sign petitions in your community, take whatever steps necessary to save that person from the burning room. I urge you to make this change happen, to make mental health therapy free for people who really, really struggle. Thank you so much for listening.